What's up, Hoopers? What I wanted to do was create a series, something that you guys could always come back to. I'm going to be monitoring the entire season for the Lakers, so every 4 or 5 games, I will do a new series called The Season Outlook for the Lakers by the NBA White Guy. So right now, you got to subscribe so that you never miss any of those. And now you're going to get the most in-depth, detailed review of the first 10 games of the Lakers and what their true outlook is. You're not going to want to miss what I put at the end of this video too with the stats that I have found. Holy Cheeto. First of all, I just wanted to look at some general stats. We are 10 games in the regular season right now. The Lakers got 2 dubs. Now, just looking at last season alone in the Western Conference, right around that 36 to 38 win mark, they were actually able to get into the playoffs. Probably most likely a play-in game, but if you can get to that, 40, 42, which is a 50-50 season, those teams last season were in the playoffs, 6 seed or better, not having to go into a play-in game. So, as of right now, it's not looking good. I do feel, just from the psychology standpoint, that the Lakers need to make some adjustments with some personnel. I think, just being in these locker rooms my whole life, from a Hooper's perspective, when things are just not going good and you've got maybe some players in there that you're just not meshing with, it's just really hard to night in and night out play hard, to continue to play that defense that we saw in the in the first 2, 3, 4 games, and that's really been the cause of this massive slide that the Lakers are seeing. So out of the gate, we got LeBron, who's a career 27, 7-7 guy, although he's never scored that in a game, which is crazy. With 24 points, so a little bit behind. And if we look at LeBron this season, playing 9 games, he's already sat 1 game out, so that's not bad. If you look at a sample size of 82 games, he's going to sit 8. Hey, we get him for 73, 74 games this season. That would be remarkable. He's averaging still 36 minutes, which is a lot of minutes, and it has actually helped to see Westbrook come off of the bench a little bit, but just kind of the staggering results out there right now. It is good to see, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. So this is right on par. This is a little bit above. But what we've really been seeing when it comes to shooting, 3-point attempts, 7 a game. Last year he was at about 8, and he's shooting 21%. I don't really stress with LeBron, although there's something right now. It's just off. He's short. He's airballing it a lot. There's something going on with his shot right now, and he had incredible defensive energy the first, 3, 4 games, and that has completely fallen off. So I know that he's frustrated out there. Next up, you get Anthony Davis with 10 boards. I'm going to go against the grain here. A lot of people are really beating up AD. He's not playing at a high level. He's shooting it, not particularly well. I'm here to tell you right now that when the entire game plan of the other team is, on the defensive end, is to basically pack the paint, just double Anthony Davis, double LeBron, that's all we have to do. It makes it tough to be a good basketball player. So I go against even some of these analysts out there on ESPN and even former players. It's like, how do you not see what I see? Look, Anthony Davis is getting double-teamed, triple-teamed every time. Now, I get it. He's got some kind of back injury too. He's just not the player that he was in 2020. I think he's a player that truly peaked in the bubble at that, 2 years ago mark. And we're just seeing kind of a declining star who can be amazing. He just needs to be on a team where there's a lot more shooters and where there's a true bona fide center, because the center play right now is basically atrocious. It's flip a coin who's playing, and none of them are really, giving Anthony Davis any kind of break. So right out of the gate, looking at it, it's pretty low on the stats. As a team, 29% from the 3. If we want to go over and check out just what's been going on in the first 10 games, they're shooting 44% from the field and 29% from 3. So this is actually good to see. Why? Because it was at 22% up to about 7 games in the season. So the last 3, they've really started to shoot it pretty good. And in fact, if we go back, I didn't even look at this beforehand, but I'm pretty sure if we go and look at Westbrook, who, earlier in the season, he was way down in the bottom when it came to points. So off the bench, he's been a completely different player. And some, analysts and people out there are like, why is he even coming off the bench? Who's he coming off the bench for? I get that point. There's probably not a lot of players that he's coming off the bench for that he's not better than, but there's something psychological about it. And I think Darvin Ham knew that too. Just come off the bench, get more minutes on the court without LeBron, and you can be more of yourself. And you're seeing it. It's working, right? So Westbrook averaging 3-point attempts, 4 a game at 35%. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all. He's even had seasons with the Oklahoma City Thunder shooting 38% with 4 to 5 attempts a game. So not saying he's a knockdown shooter, but it is nice to have your point guard, your player, to be able to stretch the floor. So he's really increased this a lot with 35% with 4 attempts a game. That's pretty good. If we look at some of the other stuff up here with Russell Westbrook, he's averaging 6 boards, 6 assists. So it's not bad for an off the bench role. That's what you would look for with points. He's scoring about 16. Again, his first few games were atrocious. He even had an 0 game. So, the last 3-4 games, if you were to look at this, he's averaging probably more like 20 points. For $47 million, is it worth it? Hell no. But it's better than really any of the other Lakers, and he's showing more effort throughout. Again, going back to the stat sheet here, the shooting chart, this is what I really look at with a team, because obviously, corner threes are usually going to be your highest percentage. You can see how the line carves in there because they had to make that a little bit shorter, and people just shoot really good from the corner. So even, Patrick Beverley, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, any player that you look at, their corner threes are usually better. But this season, it's been atrocious. 23%. I think personally, I've seen more air balls come from the corner than anywhere else. 23% from there, 28% from that corner. So we're really struggling with that catch and shoot shooter. With my observation, things that I've been seeing, I'm kind of loving the play of a Matt Ryan. Cole Swider hasn't had that chance yet to come. I don't know if he's really gonna, but Matt Ryan's at least the only player who's ready to catch and shoot. No matter where he's at on the court, if he gets the ball, he's ready to shoot. And what I've noticed is when he's on the floor, he's moving a lot more. He moves and he cuts. What's absolutely killing your NBA white guy right now is the lack of movement. It is driving me nuts. I want to just jump through the screen and start slapping everybody out there because powder me, right? Powder me, and then I'm going to slap you across the mouth. It's ugly. It's atrocious. How do you become an NBA team and never move? Like, I have LeBron James, I have Russell Westbrook, 2 of the best drivers to the basket the game's ever seen. And we're just going to stand around and we're going to watch them dribble through their legs and jack something up with 4 seconds left. It's just like the most painful thing that I've ever seen. And through 10 games, with now this lack of effort on defense that is just declining, their fast break points are down. The fast breaks just in general are down. They're getting these great runs in the first half. That's my biggest observation of the first 10 games. The first half, they're looking great. I went live just, the last weekend against the Cavs and the Jazz, and just, what did I say over and over? As soon as the second half started, a lot of you guys were like, oh my God, they're looking great. They're going to get this dub. And I said, hold on, homies, hold the phone, because I am seeing a reoccurring theme in the Lakers organization. They start out great, and for some reason in the second half, it's like they're trying to lose. They're trying to tank for Vic, except for they can't get Vic because they gave that pick to the Pelicans to get Anthony Davis. So now, oh my goodness, could you imagine Vic Wembanyama with Zion Williamson? Good night. So that's about what the Lakers are heading to right now with a 2-win, 8-loss season. So I want to bring up one other thing right here because I'm all about that hustle. Your NBA white guy right here got his minutes, got his starting role in college, all from hustle. So if you don't hustle, which is why I get frustrated on what I'm seeing, then I get really, really testy. Before I get to this crazy chart, if you're loving the NBA white guy, look, I'm not ESPN or Fox. I need your help. You got to hit that like button right now, and you need to comment down below. What do you really think the Lakers, if they can make a move or whatever, can win this season? Is it 30 to 35, 35, 40 games, or is it like sub 20? Comment down below. But whatever you guys do to help engage this video and watch it throughout is what helps me. So I really appreciate when you do that. If we go over here to the team rankings. Now, this was something, fresh lineups. Here we go. First of all, this is crazy to me. You got the Milwaukee Bucks without Middleton right now, just killing it. And they are not shooting very well. If you look at all the shooting, and this is what Middleton's going to increase, that's a very dangerous team. And who have I been talking about for the past few videos? Your boy, the Cleveland Cavs right here. Just incredible all across the board, but an offensive rating of 29. And, watching them against, and they're just clicking. It's a whole new team, and you got Mitch, and I'm loving what Mitchell's doing. You got Karis LeVert. I mean, that team is deadly. This offensive rating, I think right now it's a team in the East. It's their title to lose at this point, just to be brutally honest. But look at this. The freaking Utah Jazz, Mr. Tank Mode, Danny Ainge, they got like 4,000 draft picks, and they've got a killer freaking team right now. And, oh my goodness, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to trade that whole team. I'm talking, dude, whatever the Lakers can do to get Lauri Markkanen, trade for him. And all I talked about in the offseason was getting Conley, and everybody's like, we got too many guards. I'm like, look, Conley's a winner, dude. I mean, the guy plays defense. He's an incredible shooter. He is a vet. This is the type of leader and player you need. He doesn't need to go out and score 30 points a game. He's orchestrating an offense right there in the Utah that is tough to beat. So if we go down, and then we go down, and then we go down, and then we go down, just about 2 to 3 games ago, guys, this is bad. The Lakers, who are now 28th, they were ranked somewhere around the 15, 16, 14 mark. They were a little better than half of the league with hustle and effort plays because their defensive rating was so high, their steals, that kind of stuff was just really carrying the weight. The last 2 to 3 games, which I have been just berating them on in my lives, they have this much energy and it drives your NBA white guy nuts, is they got no energy anymore. So if we look across the board, when we go, obviously wins, losses, they're down at the bottom. But right here, we got to go with some of the worst runs. So 26th in points, right? We cannot score to save our life. And what's happening is no movement, right? So a lot of last second shots, a lot of three balls, and it's just not what the Lakers are supposed to be doing. They need some shooters, and they also need a big man to take some of the weight off of Anthony Davis so he's not double teamed and so he can score more points and not just shoot it twice in the second half. But if we go through here, we're 24th in assists, and that's not because we're not passing the ball. They're passing it. Nobody can shoot. It's that bad, right? That's just telling me nobody can shoot. 21st in field goals made. So really just bottom of the barrel there. What are we top 10 in? Field goal attempts. Wow. So we're taking the most shots, but we're 29th in the league in three-pointers made, right? So, we're taking some of the most three-pointers, and we're missing, obviously, the most in the entire league, only second to the Washington Wizards. So that's atrocious. Now, here we go towards the end. We got 26th, 27th, and I got to move my fat bubblehead over to here. We've got right here the Lakers at 26th, 30th, and 27th in the league. And that is in field goal percentage, three-point percentage. So just seeing this right here, you've got the lowest field goal and three-point percentages. Just obviously, there is a massive problem with shooting. Now, this is part 1 of the series. The Lakers were going to be, going through the entire season, but here's another big takeaway that I'm seeing. Obviously, shooting is what they talked about in the entire offseason, right? So we can't just blame it on a lack of shooters. The biggest problem that I'm seeing is not only the lack of shooters, but the lack of confidence. Now, this is something that I've talked about a lot. When you lack confidence, we see this with players when they go on serious struggle, like a Ben Simmons per se, and obviously like a Russell Westbrook earlier in the season or even last season. When you just don't have it up here mentally and you're hearing all the noise from the media, it can make you actually be a worse basketball player than you truly are because you start second guessing everything. Now, if you actually heard the podcast with Ben Simmons where he was on Old Man in the 3 with JJ Redick, he talked about how he started to actually believe that he was a worse basketball player than he is, and he finally just had to say, F it, like, I'll just go play. But you can't escape it. He's got his own teammates like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant screaming at him, shoot it, Ben, shoot it. Well, the Lakers are relying on players who are not just bona fide catch and shoot shooters. Now, when I was playing college, we had a team of these players, right? I was not that. I'm a driver, I'm a slasher, I'm a rebounder, I'm a hustle guy. So when I would catch that ball on the three-point line, I would think about the shot for a split second. Unless the shot clock was going down and it was like Okay, if it comes to me, I'm shooting and it's up, and I would usually make that one. But if I had to think about it, then I would miss it, right? So the Lonnie Walkers of the world, forcing them to shoot 4, 5, 6 3-pointers a game, that's not what he's on the team for. He is an athletic guard, somebody who can get up and down, get some dunks, get some rebounds, slash, cut. Like, that's what you have him for. And then you surround that with shooters. This is why I'm so high on Matt Ryan. His defense is ugly. I could literally put my 4th grader in there and he would probably be able to lock up these players a little better, but he can go down there and shoot. When have you ever talked about Kyle Korver or Mike Miller or any of those type of players being lockdown defenders? No, but what they do is stretch defenses. So not only is Matt Ryan moving a lot and keeping the defense honest, even if he's 4, 5, 6 feet from behind the arc, he has a defender on him right in his grill. So that tells you right there, hey, anytime that your boy Matt Ryan comes into the game, the defensive plan, the scheme from the other team, they're saying you got to guard him. Literally, if we can stop him from shooting and then double team LeBron and double team AD, this is an easy one. This is just, we're just going to win this game. We don't even have to do anything. And the last thing that I'm just eked about grinding my gears, my goodness, Lakers, did you forget how to rebound? And not only rebound, but just try to rebound? You're literally standing there, especially on the offensive end. As soon as some terrible player jacks up a 3, everybody just stands and watches. There'll be 4 players from the other team because all they're doing is packing the paint, and LeBron James drive or Russell Westbrook drive, and then they're causing turnovers and they can't shoot, and they get the rebound. Oh, and then on the defensive end, when you're playing defense and you actually get the team down to 2-3 seconds on the shot clock, they jack something up, and then you don't box out, and the team gets an offensive possession. I saw the Cavs do it 3 possessions in a row. That is 6 unanswered points, and that is an absolute killer. So right now, it sounds like I'm mega down on the Lakers. You damn skippy hippie, I am, because it's all effort. Right now, they need a massive change in that locker room. I'm not even sure it's a Russell Westbrook thing. It could be an Anthony Davis thing. It could be a LeBron thing. I don't even know. But there needs to be a big change, and at this point, he almost needs to start playing some of these younger cats who just will go out there and play hard. What's the one thing your NBA white guy talks about all the time? The scariest teams in the NBA, in college, anywhere, are the ones that don't have anything to lose. And it's usually the young, spry, and athletic teams who just go at your neck, go at your throat 150 miles an hour because they're going to get every loose ball. They're going to get every freaking rebound, and they don't even care who shoot. They just shoot and go, right? That's why the Lakers right now are going to struggle to even get to the postseason until they can get some shooters to stretch that defense and allow more lanes for LeBron. And the other thing that's going to create that is more movement in the offense. If you're Darvin Ham right now, if anybody is standing still, this 4-out-1-in system, they butchered it. This is not how you run a true 4-out-1-in. A true 4-out-1-in means you dribble towards a player and they cut, or you pass to that player and you cut. Right now, it is 5 out. One guy kind of half in, and it's 5 players not involved, right? It's just 5 players standing there watching. It's not going to work. So you guys need to vote down below. Do they need to trade Russell Westbrook and the picks, or do they try and package Anthony Davis and get a bunch of picks back, get some stars back? Or do they try and send LeBron out of there? What do you feel like the Lakers need to do? And again, the only way you can help me, the NBA white guy, to keep delivering you fire videos is you got to hit that like button and subscribe right now. Also, send this video out to some of your friends. Tell them, yo, check out this NBA white guy. He's got some killer videos, just like this one here, which is the greatest video ever made on planet Earth. So go watch that right now. And until my next video, homies, we'll catch you later.